everyone. My name is Pat Gleichoff, and I've written 4 children's books. Um, they are about endangered sea creatures, and I wrote them so that we would all be a little more aware and know a little bit more about their life. I'm sorry about being isolated in your houses right now. I know it's really hard for you. Reading is a great thing to take up some of your time. I know that many of you love to read, and I'm so happy about that. And I hope all of you find good books to take up your time, because you know reading is your magic carpet. It will take you anywhere you want to go. So, having said that, Sea Turtle Circle, let's get to it. A mama sea turtle lays her eggs in the sand, never in the water, always on land. She climbs the beach in the dark of night so she won't be distracted by people or lights. So lights and people are a huge distraction for sea turtles. This takes her several hours just to get there and build the nest. There are laws in Florida that protect sea turtle nests. I'm sure there are laws wherever there's nesting beaches, but people have to have dark curtains over their windows so lights don't show. Cars can't have their headlights on. People can't walk the beach with flashlights, because if a mama sea turtle in the process of building her nest sees a light, she'll abandon her nest and her babies will die. Then finds a good spot at the foot of a dune and builds her nest by the light of the moon, and that is truly what she does. She buries her eggs in a hole she dug deep. Her focus is her babies, their safety to keep. So the hole she digs has to be 18 inches deep at a minimum. And it takes her, she has to dig it with her back legs. So it's a very difficult thing, takes her a long time. After covering her nest with a ton of sand, she crawls back to the water away from the land. And that's literally a ton of sand, 2,000 pounds of sand that she moves to dig the nest and then cover the nest. For about 60 days, the babies live inside their eggs. It takes a long time to grow bodies and legs. So look what we did here. We have a picture of a baby inside one of the eggs, all curled up with their yolk sac, and that's what they look like. They're born with an egg tooth on their face. It helps break their shell when they have outgrown their space. So here's the egg tooth. And turtle eggs are, they're about the size of a ping pong ball. And their shell is not hard like a chicken egg. It's kind of rubbery, and the egg tooth kind of tears the shell when they're ready to come out. And they're round, they're not like chicken eggs. Sea turtle nests are protected from predators that threaten their well-being. Volunteers walk the beach daily to look for nests and report what they are seeing. So these people are wonderful volunteers there's thousands of them. They walk the beach at 5 o'clock in the morning every day during nesting season and report when they see the sand disturbed that indicates there's a nest there. And then they have it staked out and they try to keep predators, raccoons, bobcats, seagulls away from it. Most nests don't make it. Only a very few nests make it to maturity. It is called pipping when the babies break out of their eggs. Then they rest for a day to stretch their necks and legs. So here they are ripping out of their shells, and here they are. You can imagine that they're all curled up inside that little round egg. They have to stretch out their legs and their arms so they can get out of the nest. Their climb to the top of the nest is a very long reach before they scramble quickly across the beach. So what they do is they climb on each other to get out of the nest. These poor little guys down at the bottom, they have no one to climb on, so it takes them a little longer. Moonlight guides the hatchlings to the ocean. It is the only light there should be. Any other lights will lead them away from the sea. So again, headlights, flashlights, lights in people's houses. If a baby turtle sees it, it will follow that light thinking it's the moon leading them to the ocean, and they won't make it. They will die. So it's really important to limit the lights. When they reach the water, they swim very fast, committing their birth beach in their memory to last. So here they are swimming as fast as they can. So they've eaten their yolk and they have enough food on board so they won't need food for as long as it takes them to get to food. They have a magnetic compass internally that they'll remember where they were born. The hatchlings swim a long way to seagrass pastures where they can feed on plants and a little bit of meat. Insects, shrimp, and jellyfish are some of their favorite treats. So see how nicely she did this? Look at the jellyfish and the insects up here. She put a little starfish, put a little seahorse. I wonder why she did that. Before long, the hatchlings become juveniles. They have grown larger and their swimming has become much stronger. So this is the hatchling, and most hatchlings are gray or blue, and then as they grow, their color turns. So this is the juvenile. Their larger size keeps them safer. They can dive down deeper and stay down longer. So as hatchlings, they have to pretty much stay closer to the surface so that they can, because they can't take a deep enough breath to stay down longer. And then as juveniles, they can get better food down at the bottom of the ocean. This is a very cool page. There are 7 types of sea turtles. Each has its own name. They're each a little different, but mostly they're the same. So the 7 types are hawksbill, flatback, Kemp's Ridley, olive ridley, green turtle, loggerhead turtle, mostly in Florida, and the leatherback turtle. So the leatherbacks are always black and they have a little pink spot on their head. They're the largest sea turtle. The loggerheads are the slowest swimmers. The green turtle is the fastest swimmer. The hawksbill is the most colorful, and it has a long, narrow beak, hawksbill. The flatback has a flat, smooth shell and is only located in Australia. And the Kemp's Ridley and the olive ridley, they're the smallest sea turtles. The olive ridley is the most abundant sea turtle, and the Kemp's Ridley has a circular shell. Both the ridleys tend to nest during the day in large groups. The rest of them nest at night. When needing to feel safer, land turtles and pond turtles can pull their heads and necks inside their shells. Sea turtles cannot do this. The space inside their shell is smaller, which helps them to swim very well. So you've all seen turtles that will pull in and protect themselves, and nothing is going to make them come out. Sea turtles can't because they swim so much. They've developed large shoulder muscles, and they need those in order to stay in the water, and they won't fit inside their shell. They're more aerodynamic, shall we say? Or water dynamic. Here we go. You might see a sea turtle peeking its head out of the ocean to breathe before diving to the bottom to forage and feed. So sea turtles, you will see them in the ocean. They have to take a breath. They cannot breathe underwater. So they'll come up and then they'll dive back down, but they can hold their breath a long time. Sea turtles' eyes are always crying, but they are not always sad. Tears wash the salt from their bodies. Too much salt can be very bad. So because they live in salt water, have you ever swam in the ocean or a saltwater pool? I know someone who swims in a saltwater pool. You're more buoyant, you float easier. Same with turtles. They need to dive to the bottom, and if they can't get rid of the salt, they're too buoyant. So they cry, their eyes cry all the time. Juvenile turtles spend their time swimming the world's oceans. They swim and they swim. They go and go and go. And as they are swimming, they grow and grow and grow. So you can see the hatchlings, and they swim and they become juveniles and they get bigger. So literally, sea turtles love tropical water, and they're most often there, but during the summertime, they swim up north. They swim all the way to Maine and enjoy the water up there. But as it cools down in the fall, they need to come back south because they can't handle the cold water. Male turtles will not return to land for any reason. Female turtles leave salt water only during nesting season. Fact, male turtles will be in the water the rest of their life. Female turtles only to lay their eggs. Many years later, when they are fully grown, sea turtles begin finding their way back home. So that magnetic compass we talked about, they know where they came from. And this might be 30 years later. And as adults, they're 30, 25, 30, 35 years old, find their way back home, so they remember where they came from all that time. There the circle begins once more, building her nest on her own birth shore. How cool is that? They come back to their natal beach to make their nests. So this picture shows you the nest, the hatchlings, the juveniles. They grow, they eat, they develop. This is not the circle of life. They don't get to here and die. They get to here, lay more eggs, get back in the water. They might lay 5 or 6 nests, and then they rest for a couple of years, and then they do it again. A mama sea turtle lays her eggs in the sand, never in the water, always on land. So you see, there the circle begins once more. Okay, so that's that. I hope you liked it. Enjoy your day. Be kind to each other. And I will talk to you again soon.